title of this mini podcast is, What Are You Risking? Before we begin, a lot of people ask me, who is the grasshopper? It's the name I've given to the part of you that gives you gifts from out of the blue. Over the years, I've gotten some incredible thoughts pop into my head that I had nothing to do with. I mean, I'm not that smart. So I've named this entity or persona or whatever it is, the grasshopper. So that out of the way, back to what are you risking? The grasshopper offered me this. If you stop risking, plan on losing. I'm not sure he would have offered the same advice to the late daredevil Evel Knievel, but he offered it to me. My sense is the message is different than no risks, no reward. What that message says that if you don't risk, you won't reap the bounty. The grasshopper's reminder implies that, but also assures us that we won't stay status quo. We'll lose. So what is it we're going to lose? That which you're unwilling to risk. And my favorite biblical story is the parable of the talents. Now, I'm not a regular reader of the Bible, but I like this one. It tells of a master who gives 3 servants a certain amount of wealth before heading out on a trip. When he returns, he asks what did they do with it? Well, 2 of them had invested and doubled their money. The third buried his in the ground. Upon hearing this, the master took away his wealth and gave it to the other 2. The lesson was that everyone who has much will be given more, and to whomever that has a little, even the little that he has, will be taken away. So, what are you unwilling to risk? What are you burying? When you answer those questions, you've predicted your future. You'll know in advance what will be taken away from you. You are the major asset in your life. What are you doing with that asset? Life is a gift, and many treat it like a rock rather than a pearl. It's a burden to some, and notice it's taken from them quicker than others in one form or another. The remedy is risk. Reminds me of another story. I had a memorable great auntie named Mabel who gave my father some excellent advice as a young man. Now, my dad was considering building a house for our family and was worried about all the financial risk involved and sought his aunt's advice. She was an experienced woman of means. She had it, we didn't. And she said this to my dad, "Jackie, bury yourself neck deep in horseshit and work your way out." Well, he took his aunt's advice and used his talents and built our first home. The old aphorism comes to mind. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. What talent do you have that the world needs to be treated to? If you keep tinkering with it in the basement, it's never going to see the light of day, and it'll be taken away. What if I risk and fail? Who the heck hasn't? Those who use failure as a millstone rather than a stepping stone will drown in their own cowardice. Risk is necessary for growth. Risk is necessary at every age. Complacency is the first sign of losing your life. It goes downhill from there rather quickly unless you risk. What are you unwilling to lose will be lost anyway unless you step out onto the skinny branches and risk. Life is a risky business. All the best, John.